have a slow upload speed right now. Let me just double check my back blaze and all that stuff.
The back blaze. Back blaze is acting up. Don't you hate that?
I had to go to the chiropractor.
Oh, don't we all?
Back blaze.
My back is blazed.
That was a dumb joke, and I liked it.
Uh,
Yeah, I did. I totally had Backblaze was. It had like 29 gigs to go. So hopefully things are gonna get a little better here. Yep.
29 gigabytes.
You're so cool, Marcy. Oh, what kind of files were you working with there? Whoa.
This episode is brought to you by Backblaze. Upload 29 gigs at the pace of a very something snail. I don't know. I lost it.
Welcome to the All Ambient Podcast, everybody, where we get a chance to dig into the creative process and explore the minds of the people behind some of the finest ambient music out there. My name's Mike Graff. I'm so thrilled to be here with Marcia Usinger, with Kirk Smith, with Ben Tatlow. I am thrilled to see you guys. We're a little slap happy. Apparently, it's going to be a good episode. I'm feeling it.
Gonna be
We're
good.
loose. We're loose. It's good.
Yep.
Happy to see you all. I got to be a little honest. I think you guys all have beautiful rooms. I really do. I was a little disheartened to open up our podcast studio and to not see everybody's Christmas decorations back up again. It was just a little like my heart
Were
was
you?
like, I just, Kirk's place was glowing and Ben's place looked like he was on a game show, and
Yeah.
Marsh, Marsh had just like the classic
Yeah.
bulbs, and yeah, it was, man, it was a vibe. It was a vibe, guys.
It was.
Yeah.
I could do the bulbs
all
again.
good.
Actually, I had to
thought about it
repurpose
today.
those lights and put them on my house, so I couldn't
Oh,
actually
okay.
keep them in the studio.
Nice.
Yep, that'll
Do
happen.
you crawl around yourself? Are you a get up on the ladder and do the thing, or what's
Just
what's your-
tiptoe on a ladder, very precarious, but I don't recommend it. And there's like one little nail coming out of a brick, and I'm like with the piece of string because it wouldn't hang on the nail. And
Dude.
I love Christmas lights.
Yeah. I get to like the second to last step near the top of the ladder, and I'm like, ooh, I'm definitely not going to go one more step. I can't.
No.
Simply cannot
No.
go one more step, or I will fall and paralyze in fear.
Yes.
Man. Good times,
We,
Kirk.
Last year we installed those permanent holiday lights that
Genius.
we're very
Permanent.
very happy with. Yeah, so they hide in plain sight. They're like the size of the C9 bulbs, but they're recessed into this track that is the exact same color as the siding and the gutter and all that. You literally don't see it until nighttime, and then it pops on, and you can do whatever colors you
Man.
want with it. So during the year we use like every 4 bulbs. We kind of have it as like pot lights outside, just to kind of add sort of a glow, and you can see a little bit out there. But come the holidays, we make it all fancy, and it is awesome to not get up on a ladder.
Big time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
That's big time dad stuff, and that's very
Yeah, that is-
I'm,
It
yeah.
is. It is.
I'm making a mental note.
Yeah.
Well, and I, hey, why don't we just like hire somebody to like put up some lights for us? And it turns out that the cost of like hiring the people to put up the lights and stuff was really not much less than just installing these permanent things. And then I'm done paying that forever and ever.
One
It's
time.
like, yeah, we're going to do that one. So yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
Ho, ho, ho. 'Tis the season. I do like your spaces. They are beautiful. They are great.
Good.
And yeah, here.
Glad you
we
still like
you.
them.
Yeah.
We like yours too, Mike.
Oh, thanks. Well, we're going to play a little bit of a game today, and Ben Tatlow is going to lead us through this game. I don't know if I should say anything more about it, though. The title of the episode has clearly given away what we're about to do. Ben, do you want to tee up what we're about to get ourselves into?
Sure. Yeah. So the idea behind today's game is super lighthearted. It's, I guess, a reflection of 2025 a little bit, with the kind of massive increase in AI music and just the visibility of that. And so we thought we'd play a game called AI or Not AI. That is the question. And we've got
Question.
4 tracks, which we're going to listen to. They are short snippets for various reasons, and it will just kind of keep it keep it fun, keep it lighthearted. The idea is that you guys, you three, I do know the answers. So you three decide whether you think they are AI or not AI, and then we will compare results once we've heard all four. I'm not going to give away how many of each there are. So it might be
I was
going
going
to
to ask.
might be 3 and
Got
1.
it. Okay.
So that's up for your ears to decide. I will also preface this by saying these are low quality MP3s for a very good reason, because if we use WAV files, it is very obvious. We go 128.
That's what you think. My ears aren't that good.
It really is.
Yeah.
I've
lost everything above 11.
Well, then maybe this will be a challenge.
It's funny that only us think that's funny, and people listen to the podcast. It's like 11K, 11,000. I don't understand.
That's
I'm glad you guys.
Should we do it one at a time, and then we can kind of let's just see how it goes.
Go from there. Yep.
My planning this is the end of my planning.
Hey,
Here it is.
It's more planning than we typically do. So that's a good amount of planning. No, that's awesome. I love it. To preface that though, like the amount of time that we talk about AI invading the world, invading the arts, invading music on this podcast, and not because we're like hell-bent on talking about it. It's because there's constantly movement happening in our space with the advent of all this. Like it is happening very real time right now, which is crazy. We've had a lot to talk about, and there has been an opportunity for one to get really nervous, to like, okay, a lot of things are changing. Interesting. The fact that you had to use essentially what are like 40 or 50 second clips here, Ben, on these, like, man, the fact that the clips are so I feel like in that they are so short, you are saying that if you were to use the full clip, it would be very, very clear that AI is just not up to the place that everyone is kind of making it out to be, as far as indistinguishable in every genre, and is just making this incredible stuff that would easily be passable as an artist putting it out there. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting?
That is fast. These tracks, the AI ones, were much longer, and maybe I'm sure that if you are very used to using, I used Suno, like if you're very used to using it and know exactly the types of prompts that it's going to give you exactly what you want, you can, I'm sure, do a better job than I have.
Sure.
But I was actually pretty shocked with how bad it was at following what I wanted it to create. Like really, really, like it was like, kept telling it no drums, no beat, no percussion of any kind, and like you do a minute, and then suddenly here's the deep house beat comes in, and it's
they
like
just couldn't
stop itself. It just couldn't stop itself. And so like every track had drums, and I just literally couldn't do.
AI's just got a bop, man. It's just got a bop,
dude.
I know. So it was quite a. Yeah, it was quite an amusing thing. And I just decided, like, after a while, I was like, okay, I'm just going to cut these. I think the examples we've got are good representations.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't say anything else, but we'll
on AI not following instructions. Have you guys seen that reel of? There's a photo of Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Just it's like,
yep.
Recreate this. Yeah. Okay. So Kirk knows where to go. Like, recreate this photo. Don't change anything.
100 times.
Nothing. And then it gives the photo back, and then this person just did it 100 times. It is so bad how much AI can't just do the one thing that it is asked to do, and that it just devolves into, I mean, like a 3-year-old finger painting. It's wild. Yeah, it's so. I'll put a link in the show notes or something.
It's quasi disturbing, but also entertaining.
Yeah.
I know when about like version 40 or 50, all of a sudden there's like just these giant blue lips on the person. It has become a very it's a caricature at this point.
Yeah.
Understood. Anyway, all sorts of fun. Okay, so Ben, why don't you boss us around? Tell us what you want us to do, and we'll hit it and we'll have some fun.
This episode's brought to you by Suno.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Discount link below.
We're just, that's gotta be our new like MO. We just like absolutely tear apart service by service, and at the end, this episode is brought to you by Suno.
Make ambient music with beats every time.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Do you want any guesses now, or should we wait? Should we do all of them first?
No, I
I
think
might
we gotta
forget if I don't
now.
guess now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say AI.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, that felt like some slop. And
It could be
my
good.
I
absolute
felt like a bit of AI slop.
I gotta just do a disclaimer. If there were a real song involved in these four, did it come from an artist that has submitted stuff to Echoes Blue or something? Or
No one is going to be offended if you
Don't put anyone on
misidentify
blast.
their-
okay,
Yeah.
got it. Just making sure.
No offense.
That if I'm just like tearing something to shreds,
That's fine. That's
Ben's
fine.
like, I was
I
working on
get
that
this
all morning.
wonderful email the next day. It was just like, I used to be a large fan of your work, but hearing you,
This is our game. AI or rejected Echoes Blue submissions.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord of mercy. No.
Brought to you by
Okay.
Suno.
And Echoes Blue.
And Echoes Blue.
do you ever wonder if like someone it's like just was some bone to pick who would like hear an episode like this, they're like, I'll show them, and they and then they start like trying to go through the process of getting onto a label like this, but not making it aware that they are using Suno, but they're like, hey, I'm an artist from blah blah blah, and then they submit. Do you ever wonder if there are people like trying to just do it without anyone realizing they're doing it? Maybe
Well,
they are, Ben. Maybe it's
I'm
happening.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it's quite likely.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been a generated avatar this whole time and you didn't even know it.
Bling.
Okay, so we got that one though, right? That was
I think.
Okay, but why? Yeah, let's.
I wanna
qualify
say- I
this,
wanna
though.
say
like what was it? What
To me,
what
it was the
it?
bass. Well, one of the reasons was the bass. I feel like the bass had that grainy, like artifacty thing on it.
Yeah.
It was either distortion in my ears or it was like that grainy artifacty
It's
thing.
got to be the low quality.
And then it was just the
MP3, I hope.
repeated little melody.
It was like that little
On the-
echoing thing going on in the background
Yeah.
too, like the
Yeah.
little like delay bells that I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. It
Make
felt
it
very
exactly
on
the same,
nose.
but remove
Yeah.
those little melody bits, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It felt very much like what you would expect AI to generate, like really poorly. If someone were to like, hey, here's a prompt for ambient song, like it just, it sounded kind of like ambient music, but I listened to all of you guys or anyone in the all ambient community, and like, the actual musicality of it, and like the thoughtfulness that goes into why stylistic choices are made. I feel like so much of that transcends beyond just the actual sonic properties of the instrument that was used for bass or for the melody or for whatever. And yeah, it didn't feel good. Did not feel good.
I'm not going to
Ben's
reveal. I
putting
won't
it on
reveal
any
straight away.
Echoes Blue playlist. Yeah. Yep.
Should
Go
we
ahead,
do?
sorry.
Let's do B. Let's do
Go to
B.
B.
I'll reveal
Yeah.
at the end because otherwise it might, skew what you say next, kind of thing.
Okay.
All right.
Man.
Okay.
So if that was AI, then I might start getting a little nervous about stuff. A little bit, I think maybe. I don't
felt
think
like it
that
was real.
AI.
Mostly, yeah, because it was like it had this little structure. It had more like a nuance to the structure of how things
Mhm.
came in and developed. And maybe Suno does that, but it sounds like the other one was just going back between two chords with the same melody. This one kind of
Yeah.
Mhm.
flowed and
Yeah.
But the string sounded a little bit MP3-ish, but I guess
Mhm.
that's the roll-off thing you were talking about with the fidelity.
Yeah.
To where it sounded almost like a...
It sounded like there was a vocal coming in or something, but then
Yeah.
did it go
And then it
into the
turned into a
string?
violin.
Okay, so that's making me a little nervous because I was
Yeah.
definitely going to say not AI at first. I think I still am going to say not, but when I heard how that like changed, I was kind of like second guessing.
I couldn't
but-
decide whether it was a human or a or a string patch.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I mean, I think those are interesting lines too, right? Because like I think we've all probably dabbled with a bunch of different string virtual instruments, like, you know, orchestral stuff and whatnot. And there are some that sound beautiful, and then there are some that are perhaps what will be a diplomatic way of saying it, that it takes much more work to bend some of them into a place that feels musical and feels like it fits well with what's going on. So my guess would be that one's not AI, that is a generated, or not a generated, that is a just like a you know, a sample library played MIDI string part. And I probably would have used a different sample library and kind of worked with the expression a little bit and had some fun with that. But yeah, that is an interesting line where, yeah, there are certain elements that might give it away, but at the same time, like, I've had a lot of moments where the string stuff that I've tried doing just doesn't feel good because I didn't do it right, or that I, you know, used the wrong one. And yeah, that's this. I mean, this could have been me. This could have been me trying to figure out a song and just not finding the right string part for it yet. So yeah.
All right. See?
Yes.
Tricky,
Marge,
tricky.
what do you think?
I'm going AI on that one.
Explain yourself.
Just the pad sounds to me like something that you would, like, it almost sounds like a stock pad, like a stock pad from your dog kind of sound, I think. Not that that's, again, right? Not that that's bad. Got to
Maybe it
start
was
somewhere.
somebody using a stock pad from their doll.
We got to start somewhere. And maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it just kind of felt like and then it sort of felt like the progression like didn't know where it was going for a second, and then it sort of changed to the other chord. I thought it was going to go back between the two chords, but yeah, that was just my read. Yeah. And the vocal, that sounded like a sample library-ish thing too, but like that it could have been something like Suno would do, like put a vocal pad in there.
Interesting. Kirk, what do you think?
I was back and forth. I felt like I kept thinking, I was like, when I first heard the pad, I was like, yeah, this feels like AI pad. And then because it was kind of swelling a little organically and kind of modulating, it felt like a little organically. I was like, oh, well, maybe someone's doing something with a mod wheel or something, or a volume pedal. And then I was like, yeah, but it seems like AI could definitely do this, you know, if not already in 6 months or something. But then the vocal synthesizer pad thing, it was playing like the seventh of the chord, so it was like this super jazzy thing, and I was like, I don't know if it would do that. So then I was like, well, then maybe it's a human, because they like did this whole,
but only a human like you would put the seventh in there, Kirk.
Yeah, that's right. Ambient with some jazz sensibilities.
Yeah.
So that took me back.
There's a prompt. Hey, Suno, make me some ambient with some jazz. Maybe that's exactly what Ben punched in. You never know. You never.
With the drop. I was waiting for that drop, though. That's for sure.
I will just interject here and say I have very intentionally, with all of these, both the AI and the not AI ones, selected the hardest bits. So this is like this challenge is tough, because if I'd let any of these play longer, it would have, or we'd heard the wavs, it would have been abundantly clear.
Got it.
Which one? Okay. So I'm glad that you guys are struggling. This means I did my job. This is great.
Yeah, this one was harder to nail down. I'm gonna say real though.
I think I'm gonna go real on this one as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go real. I think they could have. Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked some of the flickering, like the stereo field stuff with whatever element was going on earlier. And yeah, I mean, there are things that I think all of us would do differently with each one of these. I mean, clearly the only thing that did kind of made me feel like it would have been AI is, and again, it might just be low quality audio file, but it felt like there were artifacts in the voice that I was like, I don't Like, is that I don't know if that was performed or not or whatever. But yeah, that felt, I would be more convinced that that was somebody trying to work on ambient stuff and getting it into that form so far. Then I would think that that was Suno. And I really hope that I'm right.
All right.
Yeah.
D.
Number D.
Okay.
Man, for what it's worth, I am positive that at least one of us is going to be like 100% wrong on all of these. And it's going to make for some really interesting conversation. I have no idea.
I'm finding this an absolutely fascinating conversation. It's really interesting to hear what you guys are picking up on as the AI stuff and what you guys are picking up on as like, oh, this is the real stuff. It's really good to.
Yeah, this is like one of those episodes where you're going to have to like watch it or listen to it like multiple times. So once you actually find out the stuff, then you like go back through like, so that's what they said about it, huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we doing this last one?
Yep.
Oof. That sounds real good. I don't care what that is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, I do, but it sounds very nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And for the sake of me liking it, I'm going to say that it is not AI because I'm just going to put my faith in the fact that it spoke to me.
Oh,
That's good.
wowzers.
What I liked, I love the just undulating overtones in the pad. It's just like had that real, there was not static at all. It just had, you could hear all of the different little notes going up and down the harmonic series and the space of it.
And like whatever that Foley was or whatever was going on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think that like that something like Suno could do it in that subtle of a way that was like not so.
It would be super obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be more obvious that there was like that they were trying to do a field recording kind of thing where it would be louder.
Cuckoo!
Yeah. Yes. Like loud.
Like night sounds.
Oh man! On that note, before I make my my wife and I listen to a podcast of this couple, and they have these little like game segments or whatever, and he started using Suno to make little like 10-second jingles for their different elements of like Mount Rushmore. It's like the four your top four of whatever this and that, and so little Mount Rushmore, Dad, kind of just like hey Suno, make me this dumb little jingle, but he kept prompting it and saying, and at the end I want to hear, because it's like like Mount Rushmore, he's like I want to hear a bald eagle screech at the very end. And so every time he generated it at the very end, he did not get a bald eagle screech. What he got was the same guy who sang the whole song, like Mount Rushmore, at the very end he goes, eagle screech, and
Nice.
That's way better.
Wow.
That's AI winning right there.
oh, it's little moments like that.
Amazing.
So this is I'm gonna be the odd man out. I think this one was AI. I do, and the reason I do is because I thought that AI was trying to be cute on that Foley being panned stereo. It felt like it was like trying to make it feel like it was subtle, but it wasn't subtle enough for me. I would have loved to have heard the rhythm change. I would have loved to have heard the way it was filtered changed. It just it was the Foley that did it for me, and I didn't.
It was pretty subtle, dude.
Differently. Yeah, well, then maybe I'm just picky.
It was
Mark.
pretty subtle.
You're just.
Even if you're right, I still stand by that it was subtle.
Let's pay attention to the details, man.
I felt like that was the only
what I
track
do.
that had like that kind of filtered white noise thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Should we listen again and then reveal? Is that?
I think
Yeah,
that's
okay.
a good
Yeah,
idea.
because they are short enough. Should we do one more listen
Yeah.
on each, and then Ben gets to
And
reveal
then you
them?
do it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. That's great. Love that.
Okay, I'm here for it.
3,
Okay.
2, 1, A.
Hey.
But yeah, this little
Here
number.
we go.
I don't mind the key sound itself,
Yeah.
for what it is.
Well, that's kind of so. I think I can reveal this now. This is
Yeah.
AI,
Yeah.
which you guys got.
Yay!
I thought it was also relatively obvious, and I also felt that the kind of little twinkly melody
The
thing
twinkle
gave it
delay
away.
things. Yeah.
Because I like the kind of the kind of distorted electric piano kind of thing. It
Yeah,
sounds like when you've got it in a WAV format, it sounds too distorted, but when it's an MP3 compared to the others, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But this was one of the ones which, like, very shortly after that, you get the deep house beat coming straight in, and so
Yes.
you've got that. So
Can we post it to SoundCloud or something and just like
Yeah,
just-
so
Release it. Release it.
release it.
Antarctic Wasteland's new collab with
Drop the
with
beat.
Stevie Suna.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
All right, so yes,
Okay.
that one you guys all got correct. That was AI. I think that I felt that was the easiest one to identify as well. All right, B.
You're
Three.
lobbing a softball at us at the beginning.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean,
Okay,
why not? Why not?
understood.
The other three I thought was going to be trickier, and I'm glad they were. So, yeah,
Sure.
B.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. This is the one.
So this
I
one
would-
was more. This was a lot more obvious if you heard it as a WAV format.
Okay. What was it, Ben?
So this is AI.
Ah!
There you go.
And Marshall was absolutely right. Like, there is some very weird thing going on at the start of those strings. And like, as I said, if you listen in WAV format, you will hear that it's like weird. Like, the strings are very, very, very odd. And yeah, even more so than if someone's kind of playing a string library.
Yeah.
Yet another one which goes into a lovely deep house beat straight away after this. It's actually
Okay.
kind of a good track. I quite liked it.
Yeah, I like
But
it.
I'll tell you, it was something
Man.
I'll interject with a little kind of Suno
Yeah.
weirdness. Like, some of my prompts were basically just like, create an ambient track in the style of, and then I put like Dear Gravity or
Yeah.
Antarctic Wastelands or whatever. I think this was a Dear Gravity one. And like, it's weird how like it is definitely not only trained on our music, but it knows the styles that we write in, because it then comes up with its own little prompt, and it like
Mm.
describes each of our music really quite
Mhm.
accurately, like generically in some senses, but still
Yep.
pretty accurately. And like, I
Yep.
was getting better results than that than trying to say, write me an ambient piece with X, Y, and Z in it.
Mm.
So I think this might have been a
Interesting.
Dear Gravity one. So glad you liked it, Mike.
Interesting.
I liked it.
So that piano sounds really good. Like there's that's like one of the first moments where I've heard, and I was like if that is AI, it's gonna suck because I like how it sounds for sure. Yeah, and maybe the whole point of all this isn't. I mean, like, clearly AI is wildly talented at building things from nothing. I think, that like there will come a time when it will be indistinguishable, but I think the reality is going to be so much more based on like the human connection for sure. All that to say, I haven't been wildly convinced by any ambient stuff in the AI world before, but that piano, that makes me sad that was AI. Makes me sad.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I did generate quite a lot of tracks, like probably 25, 30.
To get
And these-
down to something.
to get down
passable.
to even something that was like, if I'd played some of the other ones, I mean, it was just, they were so bad. So like,
Yeah.
and this is me chopping out a 35, 40 second part that is like passable. And yes, this one does go into something kind of fun later, but like basically it could not generate a 3-minute ambient piece, which stayed ambient and kind of, developed in a way that we would with our music. Like it was incapable of doing that with the prompts I was giving it.
It's just a child. It doesn't have the restraint yet.
Yeah. Well,
the kid just wants to start banging on stuff.
Yeah.
Wait until it's a rebellious
He's still got that
teenager.
angst.
Man. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Should we move on? So we've got two AI
let's
so
do
far.
it.
Let's see. All right. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's a real track.
Yeah.
That one is real. And like as I said with all of them, I'm a broken record now, but like if you heard it in WAV format, you would hear that those artifacts on the vocals are no longer there. It's like that was the reason I brought everything down to 128 because otherwise it was just like too obvious. So yeah, that one is real. And again, like if you then heard, I was originally going to do a later part in the piece, and then it was like, okay, super obvious. But the intro was simple enough for maybe AI to have created. So glad that.
Was that a low bit rate version of your lovely wife on vocals there?
Yeah. And I like that intro. Like, so this is an upcoming song, the soundtrack. And that intro is like, it's basic and it's simple. And that's kind of the point, because it then grows. And that's one of the things I think is really interesting with AI is that I could not get it to do that kind of thing where it's kind of working compositionally and be like, yeah, this is a simple bit. And then it does other things. It might bring in different layers at different points, but it wasn't capable of kind of doing something which felt more real in that sense. So yeah, but I'm very, very pleased that was a good portion of the track to choose. Cause some mischief there.
There you go.
And side note, that's the only way that you can make Anita's vocals not sound perfect is to have to literally pump them out into a 128 kilobyte or whatever MP3. But otherwise she's the rock star. So
it's all good. There's no it's like, it's fine. Like, I think one of the interesting things listening to you guys is what you're kind of picking up on as sounding AI and not sounding AI. And it's like, in some senses, it's if one hears something, I'm not picking on you guys, like if you hear something which is relatively simple and then you hear something else that confirms like a low fidelity vocal or whatever, or cello or whatever it is, then it's like, oh, AI could create that. And it kind of makes you second guess what you're hearing, which is kind of interesting and also a little worrying. It makes you not enjoy the music for the music, I think, in some senses.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to have like the first two examples from something like the first track to go into something like the sound of the piano in the second track. Yeah, it just kind of gives you like a very wide range of like, okay, well, it picked this particular thing that it actually did really well, which like the sound of this piano. But then you have this other track as an example that, all around sounded pretty sketchy. And then, to me, just now, even just listening back to that one, like I can definitely pick up on, being like, okay, that's Anita. But I still feel like, just listening to it, whether it's at the quality or just what we're hearing, to me, it has that very like, where it sounds like, it could just be a vocal sample that you're just playing with MIDI, it just has coming in. So I feel like it's like, we're being just extra cautious, like looking for that stuff,
For sure. Should we do D?
D it up.
Yeah, this Foley track.
3, 2, 1, D. All right. This is real.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm glad you like this one. This is an Antarctic Wastelands rework for a
Hell
Redman track.
yeah, it is.
So,
It's because it's freaking good, dude.
so I'm glad, but I could not make AI do this though. I wanted it to create something. I was like, surely AI can create this kind of thing with a bit of Foley, the drones doing something. It just couldn't get it to do it. No way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, glad you liked it. But yeah,
It's an upcoming rework, did you say?
yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Love it.
Sorry for dragging on your Foley work there, man.
No, it's all good. But it is so, like, I actually really love to hear people's like unfiltered kind of thoughts and in the context of AI as well, because something that I'm really like, I'm working on within my own production is like, how do I make this sound not AI, not in an over the top way, but kind of like, how do I make this sound as human as possible? Very, very intentionally. And kind of hearing your thoughts on that is like really fascinating, really helpful. So yeah, I appreciate it. And yeah, like I didn't want to include anyone else's music in there because, you know, we might not like it.
Yeah.
Ben, I feel like I should share real quick the I think I told Mike this story, but like maybe this was a prompt for you doing this because you had sent me over a submission, and so Ben sent me over a link and was like, "Hey, listen to this, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Just like listen to it and let me know what you think." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. I can do this." And I listened to it, and my first gut reaction was like, I texted him and I said, "This is really good, but I'm scared you're going to tell me this is AI." Just because I kind of thought he wanted to get like, I was kind of like, okay, I really like this, and I'm really afraid. Why did Ben say he's not going to tell me anything about it? It's going to be. And then I kept listening, and I was like, okay, this sounds a lot like Dear Gravity.
Bust.
And turns out it was. And so I wasn't ashamed that I loved it because it wasn't AI. And I was also proud of my ears for being able to know that it was a Dear Gravity progression. So there we go. It was one of the chords that gave it away. I can't remember what chord it is, but something that Mike likes to do.
Some minor two or 5/7. And
there's nothing wrong with it. It's like, it's the
you got to
signature.
scratch the itch, dude.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was, I liked when you sent me that link over and just like kind of go in blind with it.
Yep. Well, and that's such a unique way to listen. To be honest though, like, and again, maybe just because I'm an artist, like I don't want to do what we just did on a regular basis. I don't want to listen and be like, I wonder if this was a human, or like, I would rather just know. I feel like if it was AI, I would rather just know it was, and then you could like maybe appreciate a couple things about it. Be like, oh, okay, that was kind of cool. Like there was a thing, just in the same way that like there is some level of impressiveness to what AI video is able to do, or an AI image, or like the fact that it's able to do that is impressive in and of itself. Not saying that I think it replaces real connecting art from human beings made for other human beings, but I don't love sitting there and be like, I wonder if that was generated or not. I don't know. It's just not the part of the process that excites me. I like cool stuff, and I would just like to know who made it, whether it was human made or not human made. Realistically, I will probably listen to 10 times, 100 times more human made stuff, but to have AI just be known as it being AI, I think I'd like that a lot more than trying to play the guessing game. Yeah.
I feel like wherever the predictions episode plays into where this is landing,
Coming soon.
That opinion, Mike, or that train of thought that you have, I kind of feel like will be, for the average listener, like a little bit of the outlier, where, it's just going to be more common to be like, oh yeah, well, I don't really care if it's AI. I just like the music, I just like listen to music while I drink my coffee. I don't care like what made it. It's just that I like it,
Yeah.
I don't think that will be as common in the artist circle. But yeah, for the everyday listener, it's going to be interesting.
It's like the coffee.
Do they
care where the coffee came from? Or do they just want the caffeine?
Cut to Starbucks. This episode is sponsored by Starbucks.
Yeah. They have a lot of sponsors.
Man, I wouldn't mind a free bag of beans dropped in
Yeah,
my
come
doorstep
on.
every couple of weeks.
Holler at your boys.
You're not wrong, Marsh. Yeah.
But,
You're
we'll
not
see.
wrong. Yeah, and Kirk, I mean, I think you even, where does the, I mean, it's funny because you can start getting into the ethics of how stuff was, like coffee beans. And I mean, I know there's a lot of fair trade stuff, just the different things that have happened throughout the years and the decades on that. I also know that there's a lot of, different products like that where they will use a lot of chemical processes to help it last longer on the shelf, but is just like awful for the human body. But I think a lot of people don't care, or at least for a long time it was like, well, whatever.
Or don't know.
It's
Yeah.
You're just blissfully unaware, or just like, is that enough of a deal breaker for me to not consume it? And yeah, it will be really interesting as AI music continues forth, if it's going to command an audience or if it's just going to turn into this vacuum of the fact that there's so much of it that it is just all white noise at some point, and we need something real. We need something beautiful for the sake of it being created as beautiful, not just as an answer to a prompt or something. Yeah.
And it's interesting, and I'm sure we'll get onto this in the predictions episode, but
Coming
there's definitely
soon, everyone.
Yeah, again, yes. I think there's clearly an existing, and I think there will be an increasing push to label AI music as such on DSPs. And whether all the DSPs will do that or not, I don't know. But I think it's, just as like you're saying with food and coffee or whatever, things are labeled in different ways. I think the labeling is important because giving listeners that information, then they can make that informed choice. If they don't care, that's fine. They don't care. Yeah. But if they do care, then you're making an informed choice. And like you say, Mike, I would much rather know if I'm listening to AI music or not, just for my own kind of information and enjoyment.
You think it'll be like an E, like how you have the E for explicit? Or is it going to be like just in the song credits to where you click the credits and it'll say like,
No, it should be there should be a little symbol like that.
But it's at what percentage?
Strike,
you know what I mean?
Strike through the whole thing.
We gotta hit to be
a whole nother
continued
episode
here, and we're gonna just tease that out a little bit, folks, and you're gonna have to tune in next week to find out. Maybe 2 weeks, who knows? But we're really, really grateful that the conversation is already rolling. It will continue to roll, and a giant thanks to not only to the awesome guys around the All Ambient round table here, but also to everyone who tunes in and is an active part of the conversation. Jump onto our Discord community if you want to weigh in on this. Would love to hear if you were right on the same page with us while you were playing along at home, if you were just as caught off guard as I was by a couple things or all that. But yeah, we're just really grateful to have these conversations together, to all be growing together, and yeah, we're gonna hit a to be continued. So jump on into the next one. Until then, here's hoping that all this real human-made music is a meaningful part of your life, and yeah, glad to be in this together.
Cheers.
See you guys.
Thanks again for joining us on the All Ambient podcast. This is about as shameless of a plug as it gets, but it really does help for those of you who are watching to give us a rating if you're on any podcast platform like Apple or Spotify or anything like that. On YouTube, we would love a follow, a subscribe, a like, all that fun stuff. And please leave a comment, a review, whatever is applicable to the right place that you're finding this. It really does go a long way. You don't have to make anything up by any means, but if there's some value in this podcast for you, we'd love to hear about it. We, as the All Ambient family, would love to meet you. I know it does my heart good, as well as everybody else who's involved at All Ambient. So please do so. Come back and join us next week. We got another great episode coming your way. And until then, here's hoping that this music and the hearts behind it make your day and your life that much better. Thanks.